Hello and welcome to today's video where we will talk about things that we want and need and talk about why we do them and learn about verbs. Now here's a question. What did you want to be when you were younger? A police officer? A doctor? An astronaut? When I was younger, wanted to be a diplomat. I wanted to make the world a better place and I wanted to have good cars and drive fast. Now let's look at the second part of the sentence more closely. I wanted to be a diplomat. How many verbs can you see? There is wanted and to be. Be is an infinitive, but because we use to in front of be, we call it a full infinitive. There also is what we call a bare infinitive, which is just be on its own. Pour, bear, be. The bare infinitive in English gets used mostly with modal verbs and auxiliary verbs, which help us make sentences. For example, I didn't get the message. He can swim well. Will she bring us presents? If we want to make a sentence with a full infinitive negative, we use the word not in front of the full infinitive. For example, I'll try not to tell anyone. Try is the main verb, to tell is our full infinitive, and not is what makes it negative. And I could say this sentence, for example, when you tell me a secret, because secrets shouldn't be shared, it's not a cake. So, how do we use the full infinitive? Well, in English there are 4 uses of the full infinitive. Number 1, after some verbs. When we put 2 verbs together in English, we need to do it in a particular way. And we call this way a verb pattern. Some verbs go with a bare infinitive, like we have already mentioned, like auxiliaries and modal verbs. And some verbs will take a full infinitive. There is a list of them. There is no quick shortcut here, I'm afraid, and you simply have to learn which verbs go with a full infinitive, so you can use them properly. In the description of the video down below, you'll find the list of the verbs that you need to know for now, as well as some examples. But here is my learning tip. If you want to make learning these verbs easier for you, I recommend that you write a personalized example using each of those verbs. It's a lot more easier to remember something if you can relate to it and if you can remember it in a context that's really important to you. So write a sentence for each of those verbs. If you want to leave it in the comments below the video, I will happily check that they are correct for you. Number 2, we can use the full infinitive after adjectives. For example, Chinese is difficult to learn. Difficult is an adjective. To learn is our verb. And I'm sure we can all agree that the sentence is probably very true. Or we could reuse an example from one of our previous videos. My parents' house is big enough for the whole family to stay. Big is an adjective. Enough is a quantifier which modifies the adjective. For the whole family is the object, yes. And to stay is our infinitive. We can, and quite often do, put the subject before the full infinitive, like we did in this case. Or there is a very nice phrase we use in English. When we meet new people, we say, hello, nice to meet you. Nice adjective, to meet, infinitive. Number 3, we can use the full infinitive after question words. For example, when you arrive in a new city, you don't know where to go. Where is the question word? To go is our full infinitive. Or you could say, I don't know what to have for dinner. There are so many options. Or when you are shopping with your friend, you could say, she always knows what to buy other people. She's really good at buying presents. Number 4, we can use the full infinitive to give a reason why we do something. And we can do it instead of using the word because. For example, I take lessons because I want to improve my Chinese. It's a perfectly good sentence, and of course it would be very useful if I was to become a diplomat, but a better way of saying this is I take lessons to improve my Chinese. To improve my Chinese is the reason why I take the lessons. Or I can say I do the washing up after dinner to help my mum. And to help my mum is the reason why I do the washing up. Or he goes to the gym to build muscle because he wants to be strong and muscly. When we use the full infinitive in spoken English, we very often assimilate the sound of the infinitive marker to. Assimilation is a technical term which we use when we describe what happens to the sound between two consonants, particularly at the end of one word and beginning of another, and very often when those two sounds are quite similar. For example, I want to go home. Want ends in a T, and the infinitive marker to starts with a T. So we wouldn't usually in spoken English say I want to go home because it doesn't sound very natural and fluent. So we would say I want to go home. I want to. I want to. I want to go. Now, over here we have a sentence. The letters in red next to each other are assimilation. We're going to practice each part of the sentence 5 times and try and repeat at the same time with me. At the end, if you need to, rewind the whole video and try again. You need to. 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 Start to pack. 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 You need to start to pack his bags. 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 His son. His son. His son. His son. His son. Forgot to do it. 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 His son forgot to do it yesterday. 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 We want to. 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 And we want to go on holiday. 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 You need to pack his bags. His son forgot to do it yesterday. And we want to go on holiday. Now let's check what you have learned. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Pause the video if you need to. Answer the questions. And then check the answers, which will be in the description of the video down below. Question 1. What's the difference between a bare infinitive and a full infinitive? Question 2. How do you make a full infinitive negative? Number 3. What verbs take a bare infinitive? Question 4. Can you remember 5 verbs that take a full infinitive? And question 5. How many different ways can we use a full infinitive in English? I hope you have found it easy to learn, see, full infinitive, about the full infinitive, and that you feel a bit more confident about how to say what you want or why you do something. Don't forget to check the answers to your questions, which will be in the description of the video down below, and tell me, what did you want to be when you were younger? Also, if you want, feel free to share your personalized sentences that will help you remember all these verbs that go with the full infinitive. And don't forget to follow the link up here for some extra practice exercises, which I have designed for you to help you consolidate what you have just learned. That's all from me today. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. And here is your bonus fact. In this video, we learned about the full infinitive, which is an important grammar point you need to know at this level. We briefly mentioned the bare infinitive and how it goes with modal verbs and auxiliaries. However, it gets a little bit more complicated, and there are a few verbs which do take the bare infinitive. So, in this bonus fact, here they are. Number 1, let. They let us sit here. 2, make. The film has made us cry. 3, see. We saw them park here. 4, hear. She heard him come in. 5, dare. I dare not ask how much that bag was. It's very expensive.